Today I was watching a video and this commercial popped up, and YouTube commercials are very annoying. And the reason why a commercial popped up is because I have turned off my pop-up blocker. I've turned off my ad blocker, and the reason for this is because YouTube has decided to punish people who use ad blocker by slowing down their YouTube experience to the point where you really can't watch a video without the whole thing slowing down and being very choppy. So the punishment has made the YouTube experience quite unwatchable. YouTube videos quite unwatchable. So I have turned off my ad blocker. So this commercial pops up, regrettably. And I see this commercial and I'm thinking, wait, what's going on? All of a sudden Islamic music is playing and I see this guy on the screen who looks like a member of ISIS. And I'm thinking, why is there a member of ISIS on my screen? What the hell is going on? Oh, I turned off ad blocker. And they have this Islamic music playing in the background, and this guy looks like a member of ISIS, looks like he's about to behead somebody. But instead, he's saying, oh, alhamdulillah, brothers, let's help the people of Gaza. And I'm thinking, what the hell? This guy looks like ISIS. Why in the hell would anybody support this guy? And then it finally dawned on me. It just popped up in my head. Oh my goodness. ISIS was literally 10 years ago. 10 years ago, 2014, ISIS was beheading and burning people alive. That was in 2014. And I'm sitting there thinking about it as if it happened 5 years ago. No. It happened a decade ago. That was a decade ago. That's like something happening in 1970, and now we're in 1980. That's a pretty long time. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, ISIS was 10 years ago. It's 2024. Look how fast time flies. I'm getting old. And people have forgotten about ISIS, or really they just don't care to remember ISIS. And maybe you have all these Zoomers who are crying about Gaza and they're sympathetic to Islam, and they're thinking, what is this wonderful religion? The wonderful religion of these wonderful people who are being bombed by the evil nation of Israel, even though these wonderful people did a horrific massacre of the Jews, and these Gaza sympathizers are too callous to even acknowledge this. And a lot of people have been interested in Islam. They have become very fascinated very fascinated about Islam. And I've noticed that there has been this switch within recent years, this shift into becoming more and more sympathetic to Islam. And I'm thinking, because I've noticed that a lot more people have been sympathetic to the Islamic religion. A lot more people have been expressing interest in Islam and the Quran. And I'm thinking, wait a second, have people forgotten ISIS? Have people forgotten 9/11 and all these terrorist attacks? And then, it clicks in my head. Oh, that was 10 years ago. ISIS was 10 years ago. And I've noticed that a lot more people are looking at the Islamic world, and this is partially thanks to a lot of Muslim fighters participating in the UFC, participating in combat sports. And this all started out with Khabib. And if you look at this Khabib guy, he looks like a member of ISIS. And people look at all these fighters from Chechnya and Dagestan, Khabib, Islam Magomedov, Mohammed Dogovich, Ahmed Dogovich, Islamovich, Isamovich, however you say their last names. You see all these fighters from Chechnya and Dagestan, and they look like ISIS. And you have these people who are looking at them, and they're admiring them, and they're saying, oh, these people, so pious, Khabib, so pious, so honorable, so humble, what a wonderful man, so humble. How dare that evil Irishman McGregor make fun of his religion? He's such a humble, peaceful man. And I'm looking at this guy, and I'm thinking, this guy's freaking ISIS. Sure, McGregor is a loudmouth who sells alcohol. I enjoy alcohol. Khabib will behead you. This guy will slice your head off. How do you know that? Everything that I have needed to know about Chechnya and Dagestan, I saw in the video of the Dagestani massacre. There is a video. You can look this up. I do not suggest that anybody watch this video. It is the most horrific thing I've ever seen. It's from this massacre known as the Dagestani massacre. Basically, what happened was a bunch of Chechen slash Dagestani lunatic, demonic, demon-possessed barbarians invaded this Russian village, and these Russian soldiers, and if I remember this correctly, these Russian soldiers evacuated the village, and then they decided to make a stand, to maintain a stand and fight off these terrorists. And these Caucasian Islamic lunatics outnumbered the Russians, overpowered them, and then proceeded to behead them. And you can see in this video, I do not suggest that anybody watch this video, but in this video you can see these Muslim demon-possessed barbarians, thugs, sickos, beheading these Russian soldiers one after the other. And it's not even merciful decapitation. They're using blunt knives, and they're laughing as they're slicing these guys up. And the one moment in this video that really stuck to my head, and to this day I can remember the cries. It's this moment when a Russian soldier is crying out for his mother, and it is the most. This video is the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in my life, and they're laughing. They're laughing as these men are crying. They're laughing as these men are screaming in agony. They're slicing these guys up, and these killers were Chechen slash Dagestani. Oh, they're not the Dagestani. There's a difference. To me, there's no difference. Chechen, Dagestani, there's no difference, right? They're all from that North Caucasus region. And everything that I needed to know about Chechnya and Dagestan, I saw in that video. Everything I needed to know. And the Russians are still traumatized by that war that took place in Chechnya slash Dagestan. And that region, that North Caucasus region, I believe is the Achilles heel of Russia. If NATO could effectively succeed in starting an uprising in that region, it would devastate Russia. It would debilitate Russia. And that's why the Russians are they're very insistent on appeasing those people. And that's why they have interfaith dialogues and all that. It's to keep the peace in that region, because the last thing that Russia needs is an Islamic uprising in those regions. And those people are still psychopaths. And you can still see this psychopathy today in the most recent videos of the lunacy of the Chechen people. It's the videos of mobs of North Caucasus Muslims searching for Jews in an airport, and they're attacking an airplane because there were a couple Jews in there, and they were running around screaming, where are the Jews? Where are the Jews? It was like a Nazi pogrom. Nazi Islamist pogrom. I mean, it's that area is absolutely sick. It's that North Caucasus region of Russia. It's the backwater trailer park of Russia. A lot of morons out there who are looking at these fighters from Chechnya and Dagestan, Khabib, whatever, Islamovich, Mohammedigovich, Magomadov, whatever, and they're thinking, oh, what pious man, Khabib, what a pious man, humble, religious, spiritual. And I'm thinking, this dude's ISIS. He would not hesitate to behead you. Yeah. So a lot of sickness out there. All these guys look like ISIS. Last night I was watching a boxing match, and they had some fighter from Chechnya. When they announced him in the ring, they said, oh, from Canada. He's Canadian. But this dude's Chechen. He's from Chechnya. And they're saying, oh, he's Canadian. Oh, yes, he's as Canadian as maple syrup. Yeah. That region of Chechnya and Dagestan, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't really consider it to be a part of Russia. I think Chechnya has its own autonomy. It's just those areas are just very, very sick places. Yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. Anyway, You guys just heard some theology. God bless.